Hi, welcome back to Page's Leaf. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween, I guess. Nano's tomorrow, and I'm not ready. so, I'm having a little bit of a freak out. Uh, so my original plan was to read all three of my stories because like I said, I'm gonna keep writing them this Nano. Read all three of them, make notes in Scrivener, be very organized, have like character bios and chapter summaries and uh brainstorm of where the story can go next and like have some ideas of what I'm gonna do with it. And I kind of sort of did that for one of them, and that was it. That's all I've done. I haven't even read the other two yet, and it's October 31st, and I'm gonna have to start writing here at midnight. My sister and I are going to a midnight kickoff party. That's exciting. So we're going up in Denver because we're both working the same trip tomorrow, and it doesn't leave until like 1, but we're going up to Denver tonight. I live in Phoenix. I don't know if I said that yet, but we're going up to Denver tonight to work our trip out of the Denver airport. But so that we're going up tonight to go to the midnight kickoff. So yay! So I've got to have all three of my stories at least read by then. At least read, and I think I can do it. My sister Becky gave me a really good suggestion. She goes, "I read my stories fastest when they're on my iPad because then you're in the plane. I'm actually in uniform, about to get on a plane, probably leaving in about 15 minutes here. Um, so I'm like, I got all afternoon to read the other two stories, and I think I can. I'm sure I can do it. It's just I really shouldn't be panicking because I know that I can finish the two. And I just am frustrated because I had all these plans of like what I could do and how organized I would be beforehand. And I feel like this is a running thing with Nano and I, is just like I've got, oh, I'll take October and plot and this and that, and then it just never works out at the end. So even though I'm like having the pre-Nano jitters, I know that I've been here before, and it's like, yeah, I'll get through it. It's actually funny. On my time hop today, I saw I wrote a few years ago like that Nano was like band camp because I was in marching band when I was in high school, and I said doing Nano is like doing band camp where you're so excited for it to start, and it's like, and then it gets there and you're like, oh gosh, what was I excited about? This is the worst thing in the world. I'm so exhausted. I'm so this is so hard. But then afterward, you just always remember it fondly because you're like, you accomplished so much, and you ended up being proud of yourself about it. So I'm like, oh, that's a pretty accurate representation of Nano. So um, so yeah, I guess today on my commuting flight up to Denver, I'm just gonna be trying to read these stories before the midnight kickoff, and I don't know what I'm gonna write. I don't know what I'm gonna write on them next. The one that I did read and the one that I did plot, I was really frustrated with. I just don't think it's very good, but it's a little bit all over the place. Like I read the one where the girl dies and she's in the underworld having to kind of maneuver the tests of purgatory in order to get into heaven. And yeah, there are things that I like about it, but then there are things that I really don't like about it. And so uh, overall, I don't have good feelings about it, but there are good parts. So I guess that's all part of it being a first draft. Is just you kind of hate it and you kind of love it at the same time. Like it's a love hate relationship with your first draft. So I guess I'll just keep going with it and try to finish it. Uh, and I was kind of hoping that I would have time to like mull it over and like, okay, well, here were the good things about the story and here were the bad things about the story. So let's try to do more of the good things and less of the bad things as we continue it. And it just didn't happen. There was no planning. there's no time for that. So uh yeah, yeah, there's no time. I've got like the Scrivener document and I've got all the character bios on there, kind of like just I just put facts in there. Like whenever something would show up and when I was reading like, oh, she had brown hair, I'd be like, go to the character, brown hair. Like and so it's a very like very basic character profiles and then just summaries of each chapter. That's what I've done. Summaries of each chapter. That's all I've accomplished. And basic character bios. I think I did jot down a few ideas as I was going along. Like, oh, hey, it'd be cool if, like I kind of sense this in him. Maybe we can, develop that a little more. So I've got a couple of those, a couple notes, a couple of things to go on, but I'm not very good at it yet. I'm not very complete. So anyway, I was telling you in that maybe one video ago about that awesome cheat sheet, the Nano cheat sheet. And to get a link to that, you just go to the other video. It was how I actually write. And yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is take that cheat sheet and figure out where on that cheat sheet I am in each story and kind of just go and follow the cheat sheet for each of the three stories from then on out. And I think that's going to be the best way to go and the easiest way that I can finish one of them. I don't know. And Nano's tomorrow. Nano's tonight. Tonight. It starts at midnight. Which, if you guys don't go to midnight kickoffs or something, first off, they're awesome. Midnight kickoffs are great because, you have time to socialize before Nano starts, and then Nano starts and everyone shuts up and writes, and it's probably one of the most productive write-ins for me ever because it's the first one, and I've already gotten all the talks out. It's usually like 10 to midnight is socializing, and then midnight to 2 is writing. So it works really well for me, and I'm also excited because it's Nano, and you're like, you're in the swing of it, so you're excited. So usually I do well. Anyway, if you don't have a midnight kickoff in your area, or if you just don't feel like going to one, I would definitely suggest for sure starting at midnight because, like, if at all possible, because you're just like straight out of the gate, you're at a full sprint. You're like, oh my gosh, it's Nano, I'm gonna get today's words in. So you get today's words in before you go to bed, and then you wake up in the morning and you're like, it's Nano still, and you've already gotten your words done for the day. So you keep writing, and then you're ahead, and that's like the best feeling in the world is to be ahead. So I mean, I would suggest in the first week just write as much as you can, and I worry about getting burnt out sometimes, but I find it's just better to have, like, if you can get a good cushion going between, if you're a good distance above the line of destiny, if you've got a good cushion, you're ahead on your word count, it'll really save your butt later in the month. Like, especially during Thanksgiving and stuff, the holidays, and where things get hectic, or during that, week 3 slump, it's really helpful to just get those extra words in. So yeah, I would totally go to a midnight kickoff if I were you, or at least like have one in your house where you just start at midnight and get November 1st's words done. Get them done early. So yeah, well, I guess that's all I've got for you. I've got to put my stories on my iPad before I leave for the airport, which I have to do in like 5 minutes now. So I'll see you guys probably tomorrow on November 1st, and I'm sure I'll be in a better mood than not freaking out. So, all right. Have a good Halloween. Bye.